Hello everyone. Thought I'd make a video. Earlier I was watching the video J Dubs will not only drink the Kool-Aid, and I will still um, spell the YouTuber's name. It's SLANELCLA. So it's kind of like S Lane LCLA. Okay. Anyway, he always makes really great videos. I love to watch them. But I was thinking about some of the stuff he was saying and definitely connecting with some of the emotions that he was having about, his family and wanting his family, to be together and creating a video for them and, all that type of stuff. And, it's funny. I've kind of been going through that same issue too lately of just thinking about wanting my family to be closer and to together, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's nothing that I can do. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that I can do. My my mom is gone. She's still within the watchtower, so we don't speak at all. I mean, every once in a while she'll call me and ask me for money, but other than that, she does not talk to me. My brother, I haven't spoken to him in years. I don't even know if I would recognize him if I saw him. Um, I might, but I don't see him either since he got married a few years back. So yeah, you know, they're floating off to be with the watchtower, and actually I include my sister with that. Even though she's out of the watchtower, her mind and the way she thinks and what she does, it still mimics a lot of that behavior. So, recently I've kind of had to distance myself because it becomes a point in time to you just can't deal with it anymore. It's like, you know what? You don't understand how crazy this is. You think I'm the crazy person, but what it really is that this cult has affected you and you're not really owning up to your responsibility of any of that or even dealing with it at all. And a lot of people on the internet or on YouTube say, oh my goodness, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they're just so brainwashed. They don't understand. But at some point, at some level, you have to take responsibility for your actions. And I'm not surprised, like I left a comment, on that video. I'm not surprised that someone would give the Kool-Aid because that's what the Watchtower Bible Tract Society would do. They don't protect children from pedophiles. They're definitely responsible for millions of people's deaths, hundreds, thousands of people's deaths from the lack of use of blood, you know, um, transfusions. So why would you ever think that they would want to preserve your life? They're not interested in your life. They're interested in money. And unless you being alive equates to them having some money, it doesn't matter. Now, for our relatives, the money issue isn't in it. What it is their issue is serving them. So they want to float off into the wild blue yonder with the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. And it is painful to know that you don't have family and you don't have, I think another YouTuber was talking about how you sometimes you lack the skills of being able to make really close relationships because of your exposure to this cult. It makes it difficult because it gets you into this black and white thinking. It's either this way or it's that way. There is no gray. There's no middle. It's either the way the Watchtower wants it or it's wrong. And that black and white thinking affects us so deeply. It takes a long time to get over that. And sometimes I even find myself when I have certain issues I'm involved in, I feel like it's either this way or it's this way. There is no other option. And I have to remember and remind myself, no, there are other options. It's not just black and white. It's not always black and white. And yeah, it is sad. It's awful to have to mourn your family while they're still alive, only to have to mourn them again when they die. It's terrible, and it's hard, to like try to exist in this world knowing that no one really, your families doesn't really care because they only care about the watchtower. That's their only concern. You, in the whole grand scheme of things, really don't mean that much to them, and that's a really sad place to kind of be. But I definitely understand that place. I understand that place. I've been in that place, kind of still in that place, fortunately for me, with my belief and my faith and how I live my life, you know, I feel like, you know, I am loved, even if it's not here on this earth. It's you know, God loves me. So, you know, if they don't love me or don't care whether what happens to me, I can't really focus on that. My day-to-day life doesn't involve them anyway. So it's just hard when you see other people with families and, you know, family interactions and enjoying being around their family. And you can't have that because your family doesn't speak to you. Or they can't speak to you because they're being held hostage by some greedy corporate cult. But yeah, sometimes you do have to let go, and I definitely understand. Um, you know, from the other video, you know, his sister saying, "Hey, you know, I can't deal with this anymore." I definitely understand that. You know, my mom's issues are, you know, she probably would really do well if she got some therapy, but that's not going to happen because that's something that they don't really promote. Um, it's funny because in the past, you know, when I've gone to therapists in the past and talked to them, it was amazing. She told me that my first therapist told me that she had actually had quite a few Jehovah's Witnesses that were active Jehovah's Witnesses that came to see her, which I found amazing, and they still were inside. So I don't really know if they had woken up or what actually was going on with that. But she said a lot of them had gone through things like, you know, being molested or raped or being beat by their husbands or whatever, and they're not leaving, like, you know. And she was trying to help them get past that, but they were sneaking because they would tell her, like, if they knew I was here it would be a problem, you know. It's so interesting how even with Scientology, their grand nemesis is psychiatrists. You know, they are evil. They don't like them because they're afraid that they're going to wake their people up. Same thing with the Watchtower. They're afraid that if you get to someone like that, you're going to wake up and you're going to see them for who they are, that you're going to pull the curtain back and see it's only a man back there moving all the wires and things. And, you know, I think sometimes you just have to make peace with letting your family go, but keeping them in your heart. And that's just what I had to do. I'm letting them go, but keeping them in my heart. So that one day, if they do decide to leave or if they do decide to be decent people, I may actually want to interact with them. But right now, you know, it's not that I don't. They just don't. And it's just kind of how it is. But sometimes you just have to let go. You have to let go, let them float off into the Watchtower, and just hold them, hold any good memories that you have in your heart. And that's what I do. So, alright guys, that's all I have for tonight. Bye.